The port city of Santander is the capital of the autonomous community and historical region of Cantabria, situated on the north coast of Spain. Located east of Gijón and west of Bilbao, the city has a population of 178,465. Santander houses the headquarters of multinational bank Banco Santander, and is the location of the founding of the namesake company. History. Origins. Roman period and Middle Ages. The origin of the earliest human settlements in the current Santander is not easy to establish because there are few written and archaeological data. However, there would appear to be good practical reasons for ancient settlers to have chosen the north side of the bay, sheltered from it and safer from the storms of the Bay of Biscay, on the north side of the promontory of Somorrostro and along the ancient Becerdo estuary. Moreover, the hillside provided good visibility for spotting potential attackers, making this the ideal place for the foundation of a stable settlement, which was to evolve throughout the Middle Ages. In Roman times the first written mention appeared, the port being known as Portus Victoria Lulio Brigincium to Pliny the Elder. Roman archaeological remains found in the Peninsula Magdalena include the remains of a building with mosaic floors, a Hermes bronze and other material monetary and ceramic. On the promontory of San Martin were found a villa of the 1st century AD with remnants of the Hippocaustum of St. Barths, various silver coins and an amphora. Notably, in the area of Cerro de Somorrostro systematic excavations were conducted, and under the present cathedral churches early medieval and Roman remains were discovered. Hippocaustum structures belonging to a thermal establishment, retaining walls and other buildings, all accompanied by significant monetary finds. A sestertio of the time of the Emperor Trajan, coins of Constantine I, etc. These finds indicated that the Romans carried out mining and commercial activities with the port as a base. We also know that according to the historian Hidatio, the population was ransacked by the Heruli, although it is mentioned for the first time in 1068, in a draft document made by King Sancho II. In the 9th century Alfonso II the Chaste founded the Abbey of the Holy Bodies in the existing chapel on the hill of Somorrostro, housing as holy relics the heads of Saint Emeterius and Saint Celadonius and the graves of other unknown martyrs, giving the abbey its name. According to legend, the heads of Saint Emeterius and Saint Celadonius, 3rd century martyrs beheaded in Calahorra for refusing to renounce their Christian faith, were transported in a stone boat to protect them from the Muslim advance. The boat arrived in Santander and after going around the peninsula collided with and went through a rock at the entrance of the bay where the relics were deposited in the cave under the primitive church in Cerro de San Pedro. The existing monastery on this spot took them as patrons, placing their effigies on the shield of the church and later on that of the city. On July 11, 1187, King Alfonso VIII of Castile was appointed abbot of San Emetrio and lord and master of the town. His jurisdiction tended to facilitate maritime traffic, fishing and trade, activities that contributed to the abbey by means of taxation. Other local economic activities included wine growing and making pickles. During the 12th and 13th centuries the population was contained within the walls of two different pueblas. La Puebla, the oldest, on the hill overlooking the city facing the bay, included the old castle, the Abbey of the Holy Bodies and the cloister. It had 3 rows of houses, separated by Rua Carnicerias and Rua Mare, where the homes of prominent people of the town were, as well as those of the abbot's canons. Meanwhile, the Puebla Nueva contained the convent of Santa Clara and San Francisco, which gave its name to one of the main streets. Other important streets were the Rua de la Sal, the Cavalcade Palace, Ribera, Don Gutierrez, Puerta de la Sierra, Gallows and the Arquilero Rua. The two pueblas were joined by a bridge over the river that divided Becerdo and flowed down to the shipyards, which were ordered by the king to take timber from the Cantabrian forests for shipbuilding. The villa was required to give the monarchy a ship per year. The city owes its existence to the excellent harbour of the Bay of Santander. Santander was an important port for Castile in the later Middle Ages, and also for trade with the New World. It officially became a city in 1755. Cabo Machi-Chaco Blast on November 3, 1893. The Vizcaya Cabo Machi-Chaco ship docked at the wharf of Santander loaded with 51 tons of dynamite in the hold and sulfuric acid tanks on deck. The regulations on dangerous goods were being systematically breached by authorities and charterers. At noon, a fire on the ship brought the crews of other boats, fighting equipment, authorities and onlookers. Shortly afterwards there was a massive explosion. 590 were killed and 525 wounded. Note that at that time there was a population of 50,000 registered in the city. The first rows of houses around the dock collapsed, and the ship dropped anchor near Quito, several kilometers away. Great Fire of 1941. See also Incendio de Santander. Santander fell victim to a Great Fire in 1941. Fanned by a strong south wind, the fire burned for 2 days. The fire started in Cadiz Street, next to the harbour, the cathedral and the medieval quarter. The fire destroyed the old town hall, Jesus de Monasterio and Vargas Streets and Atarazanas Square buildings. It led to a major change in the architecture of Santander, away from the older small stone and wood buildings with balconies to the enormous blocks of flats built during the reconstruction. In 1942 the old stations were demolished and the new station was built, so in the zone affected by the fire, only the old Bank of Spain, the Porticada Square, the Market of La Esperanza, the post office, the new town hall and some small streets with old buildings survived. There was only one casualty of the fire, a firefighter from Madrid killed in the line of duty. But thousands of families were left homeless and the city was plunged into chaos. The fire destroyed the greater part of the medieval town centre and gutted the city's Romanesque cathedral. In the early 20th century Santander became the favoured summer residence of King Alfonso XIII, who built the Palacio de la Magdalena as the residence of the royal family during the holidays. The city gained great popularity from this and from the 19th century enthusiasm for sea bathing, and it remains popular with the Spanish for beach holidays today. During this period, Santander was a very important economic center. It had one of the biggest harbors and was connected by rail to the rest of Spain. However, despite being a very important city, Santander was not an industrial center, which helped the economic development of Torrelavega based on industry. Geography. Towns. The municipality of Santander has included, since 2009, the city of Santander and the urban areas of Quito, Monte, Penacastillo, and San Roman. Places that were once villages but are increasingly being assimilated into the city center. Santander and these towns have several neighborhoods that are not separately administered and do not have specified boundaries, but some of which do have a certain personality that differentiates them from other areas of the city. Currently the city of Santander is working to adapt the municipality to the law of large cities and thus decentralize power in several districts. Quito neighborhoods. La Pereda, Valdenoja, Fumeral, Monte neighborhoods. Corbonera, La Torre, Aviche, Bolado and San Miguel. Penacastillo neighborhoods. Nuevo Park, Primero de Mayo, Nueva Montana, Ojes, Adazo, Rucandil, Camarayal, Luja, El Empalme, La Lentuja, San Roman de la Clanilla neighborhoods. Corbin, Rostrio, Santander neighborhoods. La Albericia, Casona, El Sardinero, Barrio Pesquero, El Alisal, Cabildo de Arriba, Castilla Hermida, Jose Manuel Atropellado Dep, Puerto Chico, Centro, Cuatro Caminos, Calolta, General de Villa, Canaljaz, San Fernando, etc. Climate. The climate of Santander is oceanic, the annual thermal oscillation of the average monthly temperatures reaching around 10 degrees Celsius. Humidity is quite high throughout the year and sometimes reaches more than 90%. Average daily maximum temperatures vary from 24 degrees Celsius in summer down to 13 degrees Celsius in winter. Summer temperatures are much cooler than in the more southern large cities of Spain, but are typical of the Atlantic coastline. In general, however, summers are warmer than further west on the northern coastline. The damp, mild winters are more typical of the Mediterranean climate, but the frequent precipitation in summer prevents Santander and the northern coast being classified as cool summer Mediterranean, despite having similar temperatures to many such areas. As regards temperatures, summers in Santander are similar to northern France, southern Britain, and continental northern Europe, and comparable to spring-like conditions along the Spanish Mediterranean. The maximum temperature reached in Santander Airport was 37.8 degrees Celsius on 27 June 2009, and the minimum temperature -5.4 degrees Celsius on 21 January 1957. The warmest maximum daytime average for a month was in August 2003, with 27.1 degrees Celsius. Subtropical months are, however, rare. Another weather station recorded 40.2 degrees Celsius on 17 August 1943. Sunshine hours are very low by comparison with the rest of mainland and southern Spain. With just around 1650 hours of sunshine, Santander is about as sunny as London and Paris, and quite a bit less sunny than most of England's south coastal regions. Tourism. During the second half of the 19th century, when the rise in popularity of seaside resorts among the European upper classes introduced a new concept of leisure associated with health, a number of hotel initiatives promoted Santander to the royal court on account of its favorable beaches. This promotion created Los Baños de Ola, which helped to create the city resort of El Sardinero, confirmed as a summer destination for Spanish high society in the early 20th century. During the reign of Alfonso XIII, Santander became the royal court's favorite holiday resort. In 1908, the city built and gave to the king the Palacio de la Magdalena. Nowadays, the city remains a major academic and tourist enclave of northern Spain, with highly popular beaches such as El Sardinero and La Península de la Magdalena. Santander's tourists come mainly from the neighboring regions, north of Castilla y León, Asturias and the Basque Country. Citation needed. Foreign tourism is basically European, closely related to the maritime connections with Plymouth and Portsmouth by ferry and international flights operating from the airport. Politics and government. Since June 2007, Íñigo de la Serna, of the People's Party, has served as mayor of Santander. The most important political parties in the local area, in addition to the PP, are the Socialist Party of Cantabria, PSOE, whose current spokesman is Jesus Cabezón Alonso, and the Regionalist Party of Cantabria with Rafael de la Sierra González. Throughout its history, the most influential political parties have been of the ideological right wing, especially the PP. Santander City Council is divided into several departments: finance, property and public safety, city planning, public function, the internal system and culture, economic development, training and employment, social, civic participation, drug addiction, citizen action, and management of municipal companies. The council holds regular sessions each month, but has often held extraordinary plenary sessions to discuss issues and problems affecting the city. The governing board, chaired by the mayor, is currently composed of 18 PP councillors. The municipal council consists of 27 members, 13 of the PP, 5 of the PSC-PSOE, 4 of the PRC, 2 of the Citizens, 2 of Ganimos, and 2 of the United Left. The following tables show the results of municipal elections in 2003 and 2007. Economy. As a service center at the regional level, Santander contains important public institutions and private organizations with a large number of employees, including Marqués de Valdecilla University Hospital, the University of Cantabria and Grupo Santander. Activities related to culture, leisure and tourism are an important part of the city's economy, and the regional and municipal authorities look to augment the summer tourist trade with additional offerings, including conventions, conferences, cultural festivals and cruises. Banco Santander, Spain's largest bank and corporation, is headquartered here. Demography. As of 2004 update, Santander has a population of 183,800. The number has remained fairly steady since 1981. Spain's low fecundity rate and aging population have combined with rising immigration figures to keep the population growth fairly stagnant. Nevertheless, the Santander conurbation continues to sprawl as young families move away from the high cost of living in the heart of the city. Heritage. In this municipality, there are many bienes de interés cultural. Santander Cathedral, with the rank of monument. Regional Museum of Prehistory and Archaeology of Cantabria, monument, which also includes two heritages of special protection, the Patera Tarotanis and the early medieval treasure of Ambojo of Pedrena. Museum of Fine Arts of Santander, monument. Tower, walls and monuments of La Casa Noble de los Rivaherrera, in Pronio, monument. Palacio de la Magdalena and its gardens, monument. Library and Casa Museum of Menende Pelayo, monument. Convent of Las Madres Clarisas de Santa Cruz, monument. Former Hospital of San Rafael, monument. Mercado del Este, monument. Iglesia de Santa Lucia, monument. Parroquia de la Anunciación, monument. The Dam of Gamazo, monument. Seminario de Monte Corbin, monument. Paseo de Pereda, with historical category, an area of El Sardinero, the historic district. Iglesia de San Francisco, artistic and religious heritage of Cantabria. Cartulary of San Salvador de Honor, personal property kept in the Provincial Historic Archive of Santander. Cartulary of the Monastery of Santa Maria de Piasca, heritage preserved in the Library of Santander. In addition, there are several inventory properties in the municipality. Iglesia de la Virgen del Ferro in Querétaro. Iglesia de Nuestra Señora de la Visitación. Bateria de San Pedro del Mayan Monte. The Protestant Cemetery. Two of the steam locomotives inventoried, in particular Penacastelo locomotive and Ravilla locomotive, both located in the old workshop hall Renfe.